What is going on, everybody? My name is Robert Watkin and welcome back to another Vegas Pro 16 tutorial. So in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to do the Hyperzoom or zoom transition. This transition is super cool, I really love it, I use it a lot on my main channel and it looks a bit like this. So if you look out my window down there into my garden, you can see that. Well, that's how easy it is to get in a garden apparently. But yeah, that's the Hyperzoom. I'll now show you how to do it. So we're straight onto the computer here, guys. I've already imported my media, which you would have just seen, and you would have seen the transition on this. I'm going to drag the media onto the timeline like so. And then before starting the actual transition itself, I'm just going to cut the video clip down to where I need it. Into my garden, you can see that. Right, there we go. Right at the end of me saying that is where I want the transition to happen. So I'm going to cut it here. And then I'm going to get my second clip over here. And that little bit where I wiggled the camera about, that's where the transition's going to come out of. Right, so here's my two clips. We've set them up next to each other. The transition's going to occur between them. To do this transition, you are going to have the Sapphire plugin. If you don't have the plugin, I'll leave a link to it in the description below. But assuming that you do have the plugin, we're going to scroll down on the video effects panel over here. And we're going to look for Blur Mode Curves. It's got an S underscore behind it to show that's the Sapphire plugin. Oh, and Vegas just crashed. Nice one. Oh, there we go, we're back. So what I'm first going to do is drag this effect onto the second clip. And then before we do anything with the effect, I'm going to just close that out here. And then on the first clip, what we're going to do is we're going to click on the event pan and crop button here. It'll open this little window up. We're going to go at the very end of the clip. I'm going to create a keyframe here. And then using my left and right arrow keys, I'm going to go back 8 frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to create another keyframe like so. And then clicking on the one at the end, I'm just going to shrink it as much as I can straight down to the center. Now just looking where I come out on this clip, we can see we've got a bit of the hot tub in the side. So I'm just going to see if I can get a bit of the hot tub in this. If you are doing the transition to somewhere that can be seen on the original clip, it does make it a bit nicer to try and line it up, if that makes sense. You can also do it with any other clip, it doesn't have to be the same sort of composition. You could just have two random clips and do it with it. So now that we've got these two keyframes, if I click play on the end of this clip, see that. You can see it zooms in there. Actually already looks pretty cool. But yeah, once you've got these keyframes, you want to right click on this first one when it's not zoomed in. You want to click slow. And then on the end keyframe, you want to right click on that and click fast. This is basically just going to mean the animation will start quite slowly and then it'll speed up as it gets to the last keyframe. Now once we've done that, we're going to go back to this clip here. We're going to click on the event effects and it's going to already have the blur mode curves because we added that a second ago. And now pay attention to the settings I choose here because it is quite important that you get them correct. The first thing you want to do is you want to click on the wrap X down here and do reflect, and the wrap Y and do reflect. Once you've done that, go up to the Z dist here, which stands for Z distance. You want to click the plus icon, the animate icon, and then starting at the beginning of the clip, if you go 8 keyframes in, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, once again just using the left and right arrow keys, you then want to add a keyframe here, and this is where the little transition is going to be taking place for this clip. And then with the first keyframe selected here, you want to click on the Z dist and move it out like so. Just move it as far as you can get it. For some reason it's actually done this keyframe, so I'm just going to undo that. You want to make sure it's definitely editing the first keyframe here. Let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. And then clicking on the first keyframe here, right click on it, you want to choose fast fade, and then the second keyframe you want to choose slow fade. And then if we click it just before the transition should happen, we'll click play. Then you can see that. You can see the transition comes out quite nicely. So what I usually like to do as well in addition to this is then overlap the two clips. So I'm just going to move it 3 keyframes back. I'm going to click here and I can see 1, 2, 3. Then if I go back here, hit play, the transition comes out really nice. Now something I do like to do with these transitions, which I would recommend so you can do it a bit quicker in the future, is save it as a preset. So this first keyframe here, I'm going to name this zoom out and click save. And now it just means instead of having to do these settings again, I can just use the zoom out preset and then my next keyframe will just be the default settings. So I'm going to close this down now. We'll hit play one more time. Down there into my garden, you can see that. Well, that's how easy it is to get in a garden, apparently. But yeah, that's the Hyperzoom. I'll now show you how to do it. So yeah, you can see that it works very nicely. It came out really well. This is one of the transitions I really love to use because it's super easy to do, and it does make your videos look a lot nicer if you use them in the right way. Now, one other thing you can do, which I'll quickly show you, is I'm going to show you how to do the transition the other way, so you're actually zooming back out of something. So I'm going to copy these over here like so. And just for the purposes of this, I'm going to reverse the clips, just so I can kind of show you what I mean. So I'm also going to remove the audio here because the audio now doesn't make sense. Right, so I'm going to show you how to go from being at the hot tub to being in the bedroom. It's pretty much exactly the same. You just reverse what you've done before. So these two keyframes here, I'll remove them for now. I'm going to go to the end of the clip this time. And then counting 8 keyframes backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to create a keyframe here. And at the very end of the clip, we'll use our preset that we made, the zoom out. Then we're going to create the first keyframe as a slow fade, the second one as a fast fade. And then playing, you can see that it zooms back out. And then the only other thing we need to do is go into these keyframes here. Once again, I'll remove these because we had them from before. And this time we're going to start zoomed in, like so. And then 8 keyframes in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll right click, restore. And then if we play this, you can see it's pretty much the same transition, just in reverse as you'd expect. Now, like I said, I do like to overlay these a bit, so let's do that. And you can see it comes out quite nice. So one thing to remember, if you are doing it the opposite way, it's the first clip that uses the blur move curves extension, and the second clip just uses the pan and crop. But the standard way of zooming in uses the pan and crop as the first clip, and then the blur move curves on the second clip. I hope that was nice and easy to understand. I hope you could follow along with it. But that's pretty much it for this tutorial. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope it did help. Remember to like the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you liked my content and you want to see more tutorials on Vegas Pro 16. But that's it. So I'll see you in the next video, whatever I make, guys. Bye.